Hi all, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Let's start rebuilding work using UiPath. In today's session, we are to discuss about invoke method. So basically, what is this invoke method? So how it has been used? So what is the purpose of using this invoke method? So basically, it will help you to reduce your code and improve your performance. So when I say improve your performance, so how to improve the performance? So if you are going to use a bunch of activities, okay, let's assume so you are going to move a particular file from one folder to another folder. So you want to determine so what kind of file you are going to move, so what are the operations and what are the queries which you needed. So you have to get those things right. So when you are going to use our invoke method activity, you can directly pass the particular methods and then parameters as a particular file which you are going to move. So like so for an example, if you want to read the entire files which is in the folder, so what do? So you usually like you'll be taking an assign activity and then you used to make the query, so which is directory.get files, and then you have to pass the entire path and then you have to make the for each, right? So using this invoke method, you can directly go ahead and call the method and you can just paste the path, that's it. So no need to query those things. So likewise, it will be very useful you to operate and reduce your codes. So let me do a couple of operation with this activity. So I'll be doing the create folder, exist and the get file methods. In today's session, I will suggest you to go with the delete method. So this will be the Microsoft documentation path. So where we'll have all the C# codes, you can directly go ahead and use these codes actually in our invoke methods. So let me quickly jump back to the UiPath Studio. So already I have created a workflow. So what I will do here, just try to type invoke. So I can see the invoke method here. Just drag and drop this. So this is the UI will be like. So what I'm going to do, so you are going to decide your target type and then target object, so it is not needed as of now. So and then the method which you are going to perform. So these are the two parameters which you are going to mention, and the result, so if it is required then you are going to take it up, otherwise you will not. So already I have launched the Microsoft site, so which is the documentary of this all C# codes. So what I will do, so first of all I'll just try to create a particular directory. Okay, I'll go with the create directory. Yeah, perfect. So this is help you to create the particular folder. Basically, like how will be creating your folder, so you have to drag and drop your create folder activities and you will be doing all the exercise, right? So with the help of this invoke method, you can go ahead and create your folders. So let me try to do in that way. So the target type, you have to decide what is the target type, what are the operation you are going to perform. So this is the operation which is going to perform under the directories. Okay, so you can see these kind of all operations which is comes under the directory. So what I will do, I'll just go with the system.directory.io, which is input and output. Let me try to find over here. So click on browse for types. Let me try for system.io dot and then directory. Perfect, right? So you can able to find here. Just click on OK. That's it. And then so the method. So what is the method you are going to perform over here? So when you've gone through this C# code, you can see what is the method you are going to follow. So this is the method. Create directory, right? Just copy here and then paste it over there. So why we are getting error still? So we didn't pass the input parameter. That's why we are getting error. So as I said, input parameter. So where the folder need to be created. So you have to determine that, right? So what I can do here, just click here and then parameter. So inside this, so you have to determine so what kind of folder you are going to create and where you are going to create. Okay. Let me go to the today's workflow file. Let me click on OK and then go to the project. Click on folders. So under the data, I was going to create a folder which is nothing but input now. Okay. So what I will do here, just copy this particular path. Okay. And then minimize this one. Go to the UiPath Studio. Parameters. So inside this, we are going to pass the data, or else what you can do is you can create a variable and you can pass the value to the particular variable. So anything will works here. So what I will do, I will just create a variable over here. Okay. Source path. Okay. And then click on OK. So once you clicked on OK, so you can directly go ahead and pass the path over here. Okay. So till data, so already it exists. Okay. So your folder which are required is input. Perfect, right? So you can make the IS cap. Yeah. Then click on save all and then try to debug it now. So once the script got run, so what will the output here? So a new folder will be created on this particular folder. Let me wait for some times. So on the execution done, so we can see the input folder over there. Perfect, right? So we can see the input folder over here. Awesome. So likewise, you can do multiples of operation using this invoke method activity. So let me go to the next method. So which is exist. So let me try to find whether this particular input folder is exist or not. Okay. So what I will do here, let it be the same input. Okay. So what I will do, I'll just try to change the method. Okay. In before changing the method, let me click on the documentary of exist. Okay, this will help you to go through the each and every code how to check the file exist. Okay, in the C sharp. So you can take up the method over here. Okay, what is the method? So boolean static bool, and then what are the methods? Exist, right? Just try to copy this. Okay, and try to call your method over here. So it will be a directory activity, so you can keep the target as same. And then so we need an output, right? So how do you find so whether it is returning the value as a true or false? So you have to create a variable, output variable. From that we can determine so it is true or false. Let me try to create control K is underscore wool. Yeah, perfect. And then click on OK. So what I will do, I will just try to print this in a right line. Okay, let me try to print this is bool. So as you already know that, so we have to change this particular type. So let me go to the variable panel. So it's string, right? So that's why we are getting error still. Okay, let me change it boolean. So error is gone now. So we got error here. So why we are getting error in the right line now suddenly? So because right line will accept only the string. So dot to string. Perfect. So save now. Perfect. So you can see here, right? It is a boolean. So it will return only boolean. That's why we have changed the type from string to boolean. So by default, we know that. So once you're creating variable, it will be greater than the string. So let me save and let me debug now. So we can see the output will be true now. So I was saying true. So we have the folder which is nothing but input. Okay. So we should get the input as a true only. So you can see here, we got an output which is true. So let me try to delete this and test in a negative scenario. Okay. Let me try to delete this. Let me try to run this once again now. So we should get the output as a false now, since we have already deleted the input folder now. Okay. So I guess our execution is done. So let me go to the output panel. So yeah, right. So we have the output as a false. So why we are getting a output as a false over here? So we have deleted the input folder. That's why it's saying that there is no such folder in the name of input. Okay. And let me go to the next operation, so which is get file. Okay, this is very interesting thing. So usually how do you get the files from the particular folder? So you have to query, right? So you have to take as an activity, and then you have to use the query which is directory dot get files, and then you have to pass your particular path and then the extension as well. So you have to do couple of things. So but here you don't need to do much actually. So you have to just pass the path and you have to decide the method. That's it. So let me try to do that now. Okay, so let me go to the documentary. So here you can see get file. Yeah, I can see the get file here. So what I will do, I'll just go to the, so what is the method over here? So get files. So this is the method. Let me try to copy this. Okay, and try to pass this now. Perfect. So soon after you change the method, so we are getting error. Why? So we have passed the output as a boolean. That's why we are getting an error. Okay, let me try to clear this. Okay. So once we have cleared the boolean variable, so we are good now, right? Create a output variable under the results now. So I need to create an output variable. So we have to like iterate to the each and every files, right? So we have to do that. So for that we need a output. So what I can do here, let me go here and then control K and then so get files, get file. Perfect. Okay. So still we are getting error. Why? So after creating variable, why we are getting error? So let me try to see here. See, you can see the type mismatch. The return type will be string of array. So why it is sending a string of array? So as we know that the particular folder may have the multiple files, right? So that's why we are getting with the this error. So how to resolve this? So we have to change the default data type from the string to array of strings. That's it. Let me go to the output panel over here. Okay. Let me try to change this from string to array of string. Click on OK. Perfect. So once you change it, the error is gone, right? Perfect. So we have to pick a particular folder. Let me change the source folder now. Okay. So since it does not have any file, let me change the source folder. So what I can pick here, let me go to the documents, UiPath. Okay. So in this, so I have multiple files, right? So I have some few files. So what I will do, I will just change the source path now. Awesome. So what I should get as output? So I should get the all the files now. Okay, right. So how do you traversal to the each and every files? So you have to use for each, right? Let me drag and drop for each, and then try to use this get files. So you can print it in the right line. Awesome. And then item dot toString. So you can make this toString, or you can directly go ahead and change your argument type to string. So if you change the argument type to string, you don't need to use the toString here. Okay. So in this way, we can see all the files which actually this invoke method will gets. Okay. So what I will do, I will just click on save and then quickly debug this one, so that we can see all the files which is inside this particular UiPath folder. So let me go here. Let me try to see in this. So it started the execution. Okay. So it will try to get all the files in the UiPath folder. So here you can see, right? So it is traversing to the each and every files and it getting all the files. So zip is one file and docs, png. So these are the files which is under this UiPath folder. Okay. So if you are going to use the get folder method, so what will the output? So we will be getting all the folder names, not the file names. Since we are using get files, we are getting all the files. So you have to understand this. So likewise, you can go here and change with the any of the types. So like for declaring a variables, for each and everything, you can directly go ahead and use this invoke method. The only thing which is you have to very clear about the methods. So in this way, the programming touch will be always there. So you can directly go to this particular site and you can explore all those methods and you can try to use by your own at the next time. So we have the documentary for delete as well. So but I was not going to do this one. So as an exercise, you can go ahead and try to do this. So if you're not able to do this, if you're facing any issues, kindly post on the comment section, so that I can take up on the next video as well. So in this way, you can go ahead and use the invoke method and get your code reduced and use the particular options which is in the C# codes. So I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Happy learning. Have a good day.